Alright everyone, and welcome back to NXT. I'm Christina, aka ThatVarietyNerd, and we are kicking things off here on NXT with our first of two men's Money in the Bank ladder match qualifying matches here tonight. So get excited. We got some familiar faces, some new faces, and everywhere in between here tonight. We have a stacked lineup for you to enjoy.
A triple threat match, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 231 pounds, EC3.
And kicking things off, both of the men's Money in the Bank qualifying matches will be triple threat matches. We have, kicking things off, EC3 taking on Samoa Joe and the Beast Brock Lesnar. Now, that's an interesting concoction, I realize that. But that's what General Manager Kurt Angle wanted, and that's what we're getting. And so I think that's going to be an interesting turnout. Brock Lesnar, a former Money in the Bank briefcase holder himself, will he be able to go ahead and punch his ticket to Money in the Bank? Who will punch their ticket to Money in the Bank in this match? We also have one of our first two Fatal 4-Ways to determine our number one contenders for the Intercontinental Championship match at Money in the Bank as well, along with who will be facing Sasha Banks at Money in the Bank for the NXT Women's Championship as well. And by the way, I keep mixing things up. It is not the Intercontinental Championship, it is the US Championship. So, again, I'm going to keep mixing that up. That's just... we're getting there! It's a work in progress. But either way, we will have our first of... We will actually have our first of two Fatal 4-Ways to determine one of our two number one contenders for the United States Championship at Money in the Bank, as well as who will be taking on Sasha Banks for the NXT Women's Championship as well at Money in the Bank. And we will have our men's Money in the Bank match lineup set tonight as well. Again, each brand has a spot open for free agents.
First, from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds,
So here we go. So in terms of what's been going on SmackDown side, the winner of tonight's main event, which will be a Fatal 4-Way elimination match between none other than Nia Jax, Natalya, Toni Storm, and Rhea Ripley. The winner of that match will take on Sasha Banks at Money in the Bank for the SmackDown Women's Championship as well. So, or not SmackDown, the NXT Women's Championship. Again, legally issues, that sort of stuff. But for now, we have our first of two Money in the Bank briefcase matches. The women's Money in the Bank qualifying matches will be next week, so get excited for that. Still trying to figure out how Kurt Angle is going to have that set up. It's likely going to look similar to the men's qualifying matches in terms of format and all that good stuff. So whoever's left, basically everybody that's not Sasha Banks and the winner of tonight's main event will be involved next week for those qualifying matches.
Weighing in at 295 pounds, Brock Lesnar.
And the Beast and a former Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Brock Lesnar, successfully cashing in on Seth Rollins to win a Universal Championship not too long ago. Will we get a repeat of that, potentially? We'll see. Between Brock, Samoa Joe, and EC3 all have crazy athleticism. They're all big dudes, but that could be an advantage for them in that Money in the Bank ladder match. That resiliency could kick in. That athleticism could kick in. Joe and EC3 have not won Money in the Bank. So if either of those two make it, they'll be able to punch their ticket in for Money in the Bank as well. So this is our opening matchup. I'm excited. You should be excited as well. Lesnar, Joe, EC3 kicking things off here on NXT this week. We're going to see what happens. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to see who wants this opportunity the most, who's going to earn it. We're going to go from there. Alright, well, we're back from having technical difficulties, for the time being at least. So here we are, back with EC3, Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar. I don't know what happened on the production truck. I don't think General Manager Kurt Angle's pleased about it either, and neither am I, because we were off to a fantastic start. Here we go. Again, we're trying our best here. Get production underway, that sort of thing. They're doing the best they can in the truck, okay? That's what I'm saying. So here we go. Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, EC3. We're going to see who's going on to Money in the Bank for that opportunity to potentially win Money in the Bank, at least for the men's side. Women's division, they're going to get their opportunities next week and another series of triple threat matches, so get excited for that one. We already know, based off of last week's results, that Maurice, Ronda Rousey, and Mia Yim are also going to be involved in those women's triple threat matches for those opportunities for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. They're all not gonna, we're not sure where they're going to be in terms of, you know, who's going to be which match, that sort of thing. Essentially, whoever loses tonight's main event fatal four-way between Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Natalya, and Nia Jax, those three women are going to be placed somewhere within those two triple threat matches for next week. So that's where we're going. That's where at least I'm presuming that it's going here on commentary, because let's be honest, there's two people going to Money in the Bank, two triple threat matches if they're doing the same thing for the men's and women's, that sort of thing. So that's what they're doing. We are also going to find out who will be taking on Mustache Mountain later tonight for next week. And Brock Lesnar has a big lock on to Samoa Joe, and Joe powers out of it. EC3 trying to catch his breath a little bit. We'll talk more about all that later, but we got ourselves a heck of a match, and the referee's down. We got a ref down. We got a ref down. Okay, slowly getting back up. I think the referee's okay, everybody. The referee's going to be fine. We have trained professionals here that know how to navigate getting bumped and battered, unfortunately. EC3 going outside the ring to catch his breath. It is down to Brock and Joe here. A little bit of a history between these two. But here we are. We have a big match right here. Samoa Joe, EC3, Brock Lesnar kicking off NXT here. Winner goes on to Money in the Bank. And we'll have one of those two Money in the Bank qualifying spots, so to speak. The other one will be determined between Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and The Miz later on tonight as well. Again, those briefcases can come into play at any given time for any given brand. So, someone from NXT, if they have that briefcase, they could go over to Raw. Whoever's on Raw could go over to NXT. And the same thing with the women's division as well. EC3 going up for Brock Lesnar, really taking it to him. Got a big suplex. Oh my goodness, a feat of strength right here from EC3. Regardless if that man wins the match or not, that was impressive. Brock Lesnar, kind of terrified of that. But EC3 taking it to Samoa Joe. Oof. Big move right there. EC3 going for the cover. And a 2 count with Joe kicking out. Definitely a good showing from EC3. Definitely a little bit better than last week's, I would probably argue. Oh my goodness, that man just took care of Samoa Joe right there. Brock Lesnar realizing this right now. EC3 going for the pin. Brock very quickly breaking up that pin real fast. EC3 really taking it to everybody in this match. No matter what happens, EC3 has had a very standout performance in this match, and that does not go unnoticed. Joe is kind of just taking his good old time once again. Lesnar with a counter onto EC3. Big shoulder block right there from Lesnar. Onto EC3. EC3 rolling out of the ring safely to catch his breath a little bit. Samoa Joe going after Lesnar once again. Big kick to the back of Lesnar right there. Lesnar getting back up on his feet very quickly. Joe Irish whipping Brock right into that turnbuckle. Oh gosh, they're exchanging a lot of strikes, kicks, etc. There's two people on NXT that can throw some kicks and throw some punches. It is those two. Those two got some history with each other. but we're going to see that come to light potentially. EC3 trying to take out Joe. Brock Lesnar's on that top turnbuckle. Could that be a mistake? We'll see. Joe's got EC3 right there, tossing him out of the ring once again. Lesnar's still chilling up on that top turnbuckle. Just sitting there, hanging out. I kind of don't blame him, I really don't. Joe bringing back EC3 into the middle of the ring. The pinfall or submission can only be made inside the ring. Unlike the Fatal 4-Way match we will be having, I think, after this match, if I remember correctly. Joe going for the pin on EC3. Brock Lesnar quickly breaks that up. And Joe taking out Lesnar. Lesnar going to the outside of the ring once again. EC3 looks just spent. And a very swift reversal from EC3. EC3 and Joe are in the ring. We're going to see what happens next. Oh, and a big clothesline, snapmare takedown. Oh my goodness, what a sequence from EC3 right there. Oh, and a reversal from Brock Lesnar. Oh my goodness, does he have the Kimura lock locked in? I think he does on EC3. Will EC3 power through? Will EC3 tap out? Only time will tell. And Brock Lesnar has won this match. Brock Lesnar's going to Money in the Bank. Joining, as we found out on Raw this week as well, Brock Lesnar will be joining Ali. We will find out who will be joining Ali and Lesnar on the Raw side next week. And we will find out who will be joining Brock Lesnar on the NXT side later tonight as well. Who will join Brock? Will it be Dolph? Will it be Drew? Will it be Miz? We'll find out later tonight. But regardless, that was one heck of a showing from all three of these guys, especially Joe, especially EC3. What a opening match. Definitely a lot of bright spots from all three of these guys right here, but in the end it was Brock Lesnar making sure that EC3 was down with that Kimura lock right there. And here we go, back from the break. We are kicking things off with the first of two Fatal 4-Way matches. Rusev qualifying over the big victory against EC3 from last week to qualify for this match. The winner of this match will go straight to Money in the Bank to compete against the winner of next week's Fatal 4-Way for an opportunity at the United States Championship. Again, I did not mess up there, I swear. Once I start seeing these championships, I'm going to feel a little bit like, oh, okay, we're going to get there, right? Right. Again, once we start seeing these championships, I'm going to be able to decipher between them, right? This is a false count anywhere match, so that poor referee is going to be sprinting everywhere. Looks like we have Robert Roode in this match. We also have Velveteen Dream taking on, of course, Matt Riddle and Rusev. So, oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh, cameraman, what are you doing? My bad. Sorry, everybody. We can't see anything. So what you're seeing is what I am currently seeing as well. So if people are blocking signs, blame the camera folks, okay? Okay. So on one half, we got Rusev and Matt Riddle going at each other. We got Robert Roode and Velveteen Dream fighting each other on the other end. Velveteen Dream going for a roll-up, and the referee's close. And Robert Roode kicks out. Velveteen Dream, of course, a former North American champion. Robert Roode, a former United States champion, as well as Rusev. Matt Riddle trying to get his first taste of gold here as well. So, we've got some fresh faces and also some in-ring vets as well. So, got a good mixture of people in this match. Again, next week's Fatal 4-Way will be, once again, if I can remember correctly, it will be Rey Mysterio, Shelton Benjamin, Cesaro, and the winner of the other qualifying match against Dolph Ziggler from last week, Keith Lee. So that'll be an interesting Fatal 4-Way. So the winner of this match will face either Rey Mysterio, Shelton Benjamin, Cesaro, or Keith Lee at Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental Championships. That's going to get fun. That's going to get exciting. And also after this match, we're going to have AOP versus Breezango. And the winner of that match will be taking on Mustache Mountain for next week in the Tag Team Championship match. So that's going to get really fun as well. Our main event tonight, we will figure out who will be taking on Sasha Banks at Money in the Bank for the NXT Women's Championship. But for right now, whoever wins this match will punch their ticket to Money in the Bank to compete for the United States Championship. So get excited for that. Again, once we see this championship, I'm going to remember it a little bit more. Oh, it looks like... Who's going for the pin? It looks like Rusev? I think that was Rusev. It's hard to tell because of the camera angles. No, that was... Who was that? No, that was Robert Roode, I think. That was Robert Roode on Rusev. Okay. I think we've got it figured out. Okay, everybody's starting to get a little bit closer, which means I can kind of see a little bit more. These camera angles are a mistake. Okay, it looks like Robert Roode's bringing back Rusev into the ring. Riddle and Dream are on the outside of the ring. False count anywhere. Doesn't matter if you're inside or outside the ring. Although, I don't know, like, I mean, to be fair, that referee's going to get a stamina day and quite a bit in this match. What does Riddle have in store? He's just tossing around Velveteen Dream like it's nothing. Rusev chopping the crap out of Robert Roode inside the ring. So, Rusev and Roode are inside the ring in a big, glorious DDT. But what's going on over here? We have a big bridge going on over here in the corner. We got another pinfall in the ring after the glorious DDT from Robert Roode onto Rusev. Everybody's back inside the ring. Big kick from Matt Riddle onto the Velveteen Dream. Rusev trying to go after Robert Roode once again, but is unsuccessful in that. Velveteen going after Riddle once again with a big leg drop. Robert Roode, big slam, suplex onto Rusev, onto the mat. Velveteen wants to keep it outside the ring for some reason, so that's what he's doing. That's just what he's doing. That's what he has been doing this entire match. So here we are. Oh, okay, well, he's bringing it back into the ring. Robert Roode with a big move onto Rusev as well. What's Velveteen Dream got? Oh my goodness, what a move from Velveteen Dream. Robert Roode tossing him over the top rope and breaking up the pinfall for Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream got Robert Roode in a almost said bro bracker. and a big bracker. Oh my god, big backbreaker. There we go. I mean, when you're watching a Matt Riddle match, you kind of think of bro because that's like his thing. Right, bro? Bro. Just call everyone bros. Velveteen, of course, has Robert Roode caught up in the ropes, trying to go after the Dream there. Oh, what a big kick from them. We got Rusev going after Roode. We have Riddle going after Dream. Some good matches right there that we can see down the line as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a great counter from Riddle. Oh, with a huge Shining Wizard onto Velveteen Dream. Oh, and a big running senton from Riddle onto Dream as well. Roode and Rusev onto the outside of the ring. What was that? That was a spinning tombstone pile driver. And Matt Riddle secures his spot to Money in the Bank for that United States Championship. Hoo-wee! What a match. This was all over the place. If this is what this week's match was going to look like, I don't want to know what next week's match is going to look like. If we're going to go all kinds of they need to work out those camera angles for next week. I'm just going to throw that out there. But Matt Riddle will be securing his spot for the United States Championship at Money in the Bank. So next week he will find out who he takes on at Money in the Bank for that championship. So there you have it, folks. Matt Riddle will be going to Money in the Bank to compete for the United States Championship against next week's Fatal 4-Way winner. Talk about a bro-tastic moment for Matt Riddle. And welcome back from the break. We have AOP taking on Breezango. The winner of this match will be taking on Mustache Mountain next week for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So we're going to figure out who our first tag team champions are going to be next week here on NXT. So both very decorated tag teams. AOP definitely has the upper hand in terms of championships won. Breezango actually looking for their first tag team championships together as a team. So that's going to get very, very interesting. And we must have a winner here. Unless, of course, they just can't control it. And we have a triple threat. I don't know. That's up to General Manager Kurt Angle, but it's spilling outside the ring. We're going to find out what happens, alright? Alright. They got that referee's 10 count going. And they're kind of just staying outside the ring, ignoring the referee, knowing that there is a championship opportunity on the line. Which is the thing that kills me. Didn't we have this happen last week, too? Could be super wrong. There must be winner, fam. Oh, Breeze... Oh, wait, no. Fandango... Okay, they made it in before the 10 count. Well, that's promising. Good lord, poor Breezango has not... Oh! Fandango counters! Big clothesline from Fandango. Fandango starting this matchup, of course. Always hard to tell who's starting out with whom on the Authors of Pain list. That might be Razor. Again, could be super wrong. What does Fandango have? Big diving elbow from Fandango. Going up to the top rope once again. The big flying crossbody. Might be a decent time to go tag your partner. Or not. I'm just thinking about it in terms of exhaustion, right? We're going to see what Akam does next. Big knee to the head right there. Oh, big blow to the gut. Oh my goodness. Again, winner of this match will be taking on Mustache Mountain next week here on NXT for those tag team championships. So that way we can have our first tag team champions on here. Oh my goodness, Fandango is coming back with a big head scissors. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's lining up for something big. He has something big up his sleeve. Oh! And what a big move that was from Fandango. Can he get the win? And the pin is broken up. Again, kind of hard to tell who is who on that team when they're wearing the exact same outfits in general. Don't look the same. So I'm going to try my best here. Pretty positive that's Razor in the ring and Akam on the ring apron. Please correct me in the comments, of course. I'm sure I'll hear a lot of comments. Well, I mean, I don't hear them, but I read them. What in the world just happened there? What is Fandango doing? I guess, I mean, to be fair, he is a dancer. So, to be fair, that's not a far stretch for Fandango. He's stubborn. He wants to get that win, fam. That referee's like, I'm staying out of that man's way. Going for the pin once again. Oh, and a near fall for Fandango. AOP is struggling here, people. Another big move from Fandango right there. Trying to get the crowd on their feet. And a hot tag to Akam, I believe. Oh! And he just blocked that. He just like went flying right there. Did you all just see that? That was crazy. And a big insecurity. Fandango really coming back after getting beaten up for that first little chunk of that match there. Either way, like no matter where Breezango goes, either as a team or as single stars, I'm here for it. This is a great showing for Fandango at the very least. We've had some good showings from some folks that, you know, have kind of pleasantly surprised us so far. We had our first match where Brock Lesnar won, but Samoa Joe and EC3 had their strong outings with the Beast Incarnate. Matt Riddle, of course, going on to get one of those two spots to go for the United States Championship at Money in the Bank. And another big move from Fandango. This time onto Akam. Again, call me out in the comments section, please. Oh, and a near fall. Oh my goodness. Tyler Breeze going in to help out his partner just a little bit. He's got that 5 count though. Oh, and what a face slam right into the mat like that. Fandango trying to get the fans pumped up for the rest of this match. Again, championship opportunity for next week's NXT against Mustache Mountain is on the line. So, whoever wins this match will be taking them on. Winner of next week's tag team match will be our first NXT tag team champions here on NXT. And a big move from Fandango. And Breezango takes down AOP. They will be taking on Mustache Mountain next week for those NXT Tag Team Championships. And what an outing from Fandango. That was quite pleasantly surprising in like the best way possible. We have a lot of breakout performances here tonight on NXT, which I am here for. Whether that's from EC3, Samoa Joe, Matt Riddle taking up that big win, and now, of course, Breezango going on to take on Mustache Mountain next week for those SmackDown, or not the SmackDown, ooh, be careful, the NXT Tag Team Championships. So here we go, lots of big moves, of course. Fandango taking control, match. How will that pan out next week's tag team title match? We will see. We shall see. But for now, we're going to let them celebrate. They've picked up a big win against two very tough competitors right there. So, Breezango, Mustache Mountain, NXT Tag Team titles next week on NXT. And here we go. We are back from the break, and we have our second of two men's Money in the Bank ladder match qualifying matches. We have Dolph Ziggler, we have The Miz, we have Drew McIntyre. Which one of these three will win the match? We will see who is joining Brock Lesnar from NXT, who is going to be joining Ali from Raw. We'll find out. Raw still has one more match left to go. I believe they're having a last chance battle royal on Raw coming up for next week to determine their last participant, as far as we know, for Money in the Bank. Again, both brands have one free agent spot open, which means that there are likely going to be some new folks joining the rosters. We don't know who's joining the rosters yet. We really don't. And that poor referee has been knocked over a bunch of times tonight. He's also been pulling triple, quadruple, quintuple duty tonight as well. And Dolph Ziggler has a big sleeper hold on The Miz. Lots of history between these three. Dolph and The Miz, obviously huge history between those two for the Intercontinental Championship. Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, former tag team champions together as well. I'm sure there's some sort of history between The Miz and Drew McIntyre, but for the most part, these three in a match, definitely lots of shades of, you know, what the company looked like about 10 years ago. And that is saying something to testament how much effort, how their longevity has gone. And we're going to see which one of these three in-ring veterans are going to go on to Money in the Bank and punch their ticket in. Again, as a recap, next week we will have our tag team titles decided between Mustache Mountain and Breezango, who just picked up a big victory over AOP, Authors of Pain tonight. We're going to find out who will be going on and becoming the first NXT Tag Team Champions as well. We also have our first World Heavyweight Champion decided last week in that crazy battle royal that AJ Styles won. So we will also determine the number one contender for that next week as well, between Tommaso Ciampa, Kofi Kingston, and Aleister Black, who will be making his debut on NXT next week, in a big way too. So we've got lots of big matches coming up for next week, but for right now, we're going to focus on this match. We're going to focus on seeing who's going to be joining Brock Lesnar and Ali from Raw, of course, in that big Money in the Bank ladder match. Again, we don't know who these free agents are going to be. Each brand gets one free agent that they're going to sign. We're not even sure if we're going to know which brand they're going to pop up on until sometime next, after Money in the Bank. We'll find out we'll figure out all that information as we get towards Money in the Bank and at Money in the Bank. We're gonna figure that out. We really are. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna be in here with you. By we, I mean it's mainly I. So there's that. I'm a one-man commentary team, or I'm a one-woman commentary team. That's where we're at here. Okay, I do both Raw and NXT commentary. One-woman booth. Oh, and a nice famouser from Dolph Ziggler onto Drew McIntyre. Miz is outside the ring. That referee is taking his good old time for that pinfall. And McIntyre kicks out. Dolph can't believe it. None of us can believe it. Again, each one of these three. Oh, what a counter from Drew onto Dolph. Miz going back inside the ring. Could he seize the opportunity here? No, Drew McIntyre. Getting him all in the ropes right there. Same situation with Dolph. Dolph's in the ropes as well. Miz counters into a big back DDT right there. McIntyre outside the ring. McIntyre's outside the ring, leaving the Miz, and Dolph Ziggler inside the ring. Big abdominal stretch from the Miz onto Dolph Ziggler. Lots of history between those two right there. Again, we're going to find out who our United States champion is going to be at Money in the Bank, along with our NXT Women's Champion at Money in the Bank as well. And that will be determined who will be facing Sasha Banks up next in our main event. Get excited. We got a stacked card tonight, I'm not going to lie. General Manager Kurt Angle's putting on a good show for us. And Drew gets a near fall on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, of course, kicking out of that big move right there. Miz kind of just finally getting to his senses, only to be taken down by Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler, of course, an accomplished amateur wrestler in high school, college, all of that good stuff. Drew McIntyre took some time off before returning, coming back stronger than ever, more determined than ever to win a championship. Could Money in the Bank be his opportunity? Could he win this match and have that big opportunity at Money in the Bank? We're going to find out. And into a big arm lock from Drew McIntyre. Miz breaking up that submission hold. And going for the skull-crushing finale onto McIntyre. And the Miz is going to Money in the Bank, joining Brock Lesnar, joining Ali, after pinning Drew McIntyre. Woo-wee! Could Miz become a multi-time Money in the Bank holder? He did hold that Money in the Bank briefcase once upon a time. He did hold it for a little while. Can the Miz reclaim that briefcase? Kind of in the same artery as Brock Lesnar, former Money in the Bank briefcase holders themselves. We're going to find out at Money in the Bank. Right now, the men's Money in the Bank side for Team NXT is going to be locked with Brock Lesnar and The Miz representing NXT. We have Ali representing Raw. We'll still find out who the other Raw representative is next week on Raw. And of course, the free agents will be making their way on at Money in the Bank as well. Again, we don't know who they are, so they could shake things up a little bit in those matches. Nobody knows who they are. I don't even know if Kurt Angle knows who they are either. And here we go, our big main event. Nia Jax, Natalya, Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, who's joining Sasha Banks for that NXT Women's Championship opportunity at Money in the Bank. Let's find out.
Fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
Big kicker with this fatal four-way match is elimination style, meaning you have to be the last woman standing after eliminating 3 people to win this match. So that means, say Nia Jax pins Natalya, that means that Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley still have a chance of winning this match. Again, Kurt Angle, our general manager, wanted a have a big main event, and here we are. We are getting that right now. Nia Jax, a former Raw Women's Champion herself, looking to get her first NXT Women's Championship as well. Natalya, decorated champion and veteran herself in the ring here.
And her opponents, first, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Natalya.
Also going for her first NXT Women's Championship as well. All 4 of these women looking to get their first NXT Women's Championship opportunity right here on NXT. Again, we have a good mixture of people in this match, coming from different backgrounds, different styles, all that good stuff. Again, the last woman to be left standing in the middle of that ring will go on to take on the boss, Sasha Banks, at Money in the Bank for that NXT Championship. Well, I should say that NXT Women's Championship, but you know what? That works as well. So here we go. And here comes Rhea Ripley Many of these folks have not faced each other before, so we're going to see how these four women well, not really coexist, but how they mesh together in this match. Lots of good potential one-on-one matchups right here.
From Adelaide, Australia,
Rhea Ripley, lots of history between her and Toni Storm, along with Natalya having a lot of history with Nia Jax. So we're going to see here, we got some matchups that could get interesting real fast. Rhea Ripley, plenty of strength. That could potentially match up with Nia Jax and her strength as well. Natalya, Toni Storm, technicians. Although Toni Storm has a little bit more of an aerial game than Natalya does. But both of them have pretty similar styles. Both had experiences in Japan before coming here to NXT as well in their careers. We're going to see who one of our breakout stars really is going to be in this matchup here. So here we go.
And from Gold Coast, Australia, Toni Storm.
Toni Storm, of course, the 2018 Mae Young Classic winner. Definitely off to a huge start already. Again, all four of these women debuting this week here on SmackDown. Lots of fresh faces this week, lots of returning faces, but here we go. Again, first few weeks, both general managers have until the end of Money in the Bank to decide who they want as their champions and to get those solved as smooth as possible. So here we go. Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Natalya, Nia Jax, who will go on to face Sasha Banks at Money in the Bank for that NXT Women's Championship. Right, hopefully Natalya is doing alright over there. And Toni Storm, hope they're doing alright over there. Again, this is elimination style, meaning that if, say for example, Nia Jax pins Rhea Ripley, then she still has to go through Toni Storm and Natalya. So, 3 people have to get pinned, 3 people have to submit, 3 people got to get eliminated in order for that winner to come forth. And again, the winner will be taking on Sasha Banks for that NXT Women's Championship at Money in the Bank once again. Again, match stipulations to be determined at a later time by the general managers of both Raw and NXT. We're going to find out all that information as we get closer to the event. So here we go. We got ourselves some interesting stuff right here with Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, 2 big powerhouses right there. But of course, Rhea Ripley showing some agility right there with that Hurricane Rana. Toni Storm with a Hurricane Rana on a Natalya. Both of which, those singles matches could get pretty good pretty fast. So that's a thing that exists. And we'll navigate those waters from there as well. Toni Storm with a big German suplex on Natalya. Rhea Ripley taking down Nia Jax with a big running drop kick into the bottom corner there. We're going to see who wants this big win, who wants this opportunity even more. Again, elimination style, last woman left in the ring will go on to that big women's championship opportunity at Money in the Bank. Next week, we will also have our women's Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Again, both Raw and NXT have their respective brands. Each one has one free agent spot per brand. We're not sure where they're going to lie, where the chips are going to fall, who's going to be on which show. So we don't know who those free agents are going to be, what they're going to look like, that sort of thing. No one knows any information about them, alright? Alright. I don't know anything. If I did, I probably even wouldn't say anything either. It's because surprises are good. Surprises are healthy and good and, you know, decent doses. Right? Right. So here we are with this match. My apologies right there. Been a long day. You know, commentating both Raw and NXT can be an exhausting time. But I enjoy it, and that's what matters. Either way, we have this big matchup here. Again, both of these pairings here have been kind of keeping close to each other this entire match. So we'll see what happens. Who's going to be the first one to get eliminated from this matchup? Is it going to be Nia Jax? Is it going to be Rhea Ripley? Is it going to be Toni Storm? Is it going to be Natalya? We'll see who the last woman that's going to be left standing in this match truly is going to be. Oh boy, Toni Storm's got a big move on Natalya right there. Oh my goodness, my shoulder hurt just looking at that. Storm covering Natalya. And Natalya's been eliminated. Thank you, Greg Hamilton. I appreciate that. Didn't know that was going to happen. We're down to Storm, Ripley, and Jax right there in this match. Again, we need to have 2 more eliminations to take place before anything else happens. We need to have 2 more eliminations before this match can be considered complete, before we have a winner to go on to take on Sasha Banks at Money in the Bank. Kind of writes itself almost in a weird way. Oh, and a big knee drop onto Nia Jax. Ripley and Storm probably realized they need to get rid of Nia Jax, you know, divide and conquer, that sort of thing. That's what I would guess, but those two have plenty of history as well. Ripley, of course, being the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion, defeating Toni Storm for that championship. To become the inaugural champion, of course, as well. And Nia Jax tossing around Rhea Ripley like just regular, you know, laundry. What is Storm doing? Oh my god! The strength from Toni Storm just now. And Nia Jax is out. It is down to Storm and Ripley. Who will take on Sasha Banks for that NXT Women's Championship? We're going to find out. These two bitter rivals have quite a bit of history between each other, so we're going to see who's going to get through this match, go through the competition, move on, and face Sasha Banks. Again, the losers of these Fatal 4-Ways that we've had last week and this week, they're going to be Money in the Bank qualifying matches, so we haven't seen the last of them, of course. We don't know where they're going to be placed just yet, but we've got a lot coming up for next week. We have a #1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Tommaso Ciampa, Kofi Kingston, and Aleister Black. We have the second of 2 Fatal 4-Ways to determine our United States Championship match. Matt Riddle won his earlier. We'll see who will take on Matt Riddle. And what a big cutter from Rhea Ripley, and Toni Storm just keeps coming back. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Toni Storm with a big counter and a big boot. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. What a breakout performance, no matter what, from Toni Storm. Oh my goodness. My shoulder hurts looking at that. What a big shoulder breaker right there. Storm with the pin. Well, cover. And Rhea Ripley kicks out. So next week we will also have Mustache Mountain and Breezango for the NXT Tag Team Championships as well. And we will have our 2 Money in the Bank qualifying matches for the women's division. We will have Rey Mysterio, Shelton Benjamin, Cesaro, and Keith Lee for the U.S. title spot against Matt Riddle at Money in the Bank. And we will also have Ciampa versus Kingston versus Black for that #1 contendership spot. And Rhea Ripley with the Riptide. And Rhea Ripley is going on to Money in the Bank to take on Sasha Banks. Banks versus Ripley is happening at Money in the Bank. That is a match that we have not seen before. This could get good. Banks versus Ripley we have not seen before. That's going to get good. I'm excited. You all should be excited as well. But what a showing here from Toni Storm, regardless of the fact. Get excited, everyone. We've got quite a match on our hands. Money in the Bank is shaping up to be very interesting. Lots of developments after tonight here on NXT. And Rhea Ripley is going on to Money in the Bank. Will she walk out of there with the NXT Women's Championship, or will it be the boss, Sasha Banks? The Nightmare versus the Boss. We will have the Nightmare versus the Boss at Money in the Bank for that NXT Women's Championship. So, once again, thank you all so much for tuning in to NXT this week. Next week will be our Go Home show, as well as Raw's Go Home show before Money in the Bank. What kind of elements will we have? Who will be in the Money in the Bank ladder matches, respectively? We've already got the men's figured out for Smack. No. We got our men's briefcase holders. No, we don't. We have our men's qualified. We have our Money in the Bank qualified folks for NXT for the men's ladder match. Next week we'll determine the women's ladder match contestants or participants, however you want to phrase it. And we'll have our first tag team title holders established as well. Also have a number one contenders match. We're going to have a lot of good stuff coming up next week, so get excited. I'm excited. But for now, set for Money in the Bank will be none other than the Boss versus the Nightmare, Banks versus Ripley. On that note, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.